Hello Internet! Today we have in store for you everything you need to know about the Sony Xperia Z3. Our expert, Gareth Beavis, will fill you in on all the details of Sony's new smartphone.
The Sony Xperia Z3 is a phone that's, again, iterative. If you take it from the Sony Xperia Z, which was about 18 months ago, things have changed quite a lot. But if you look at it from just the Z2, which is only 6 months old, it's quite similar. But having said that, it is a big upgrade. I mean, we've got a much smoother line around the outside. Everything looks a little bit more compact. It's 10 grams lighter, it's thinner, it's chopped down from the top and the sides, so therefore you've got less of a bezel in the same 5.2-inch screen. So I think overall, if you've got the two phones side by side, you'll see a difference. But when you pick it up just by itself, you'll realise it's just a better packaged phone. Sony again has done some things with the Z3 to make it a little bit better. When you've got the likes of the Samsung Galaxy S5, HTC One M8, the iPhone, the LG G3, you've got a lot of really premium smartphone tech on the market, and Sony needs to compete. Since the Xperia Z2, it has been doing that. It's got its live color LED, and that again is present in the Z3, so reds look more sharp, green's a little bit more vibrant. And basically the whole thing is just a better screen overall. I mean, from the Z2, it's not a big jump forward, but it's brighter, it's clearer, and apparently it's got some clever technology that allows it to remember what's on the screen, so it doesn't take as much battery. So it's not a big upgrade, but again, it's a good one. Sony is the sort of company that doesn't do a lot with Android. So we've got Android 4.4.4 on the device again, and with that, it's increased its user interface to be a little bit more easy to use. So all the fonts are a little bit slimmer and a bit blockier in some places. It's moving a little bit more towards what Google wants with Android L. And basically, while the software hasn't changed greatly, it's made a few tweaks here and there to make it a little bit easier on the user, which is what we really want in these kind of things. The problem Sony has, as I've mentioned already, is that these phones are very evolutionary. We're getting a new phone every 6 months, so what we saw on the Z2 is pretty much here on the Z3 again. We've got a Snapdragon 801 processor, but the key thing here is it's slightly uprated. It's got 3 GB of RAM as well, so in theory, it's not going to do anything more than be super powerful all the time. We had that problem, the Z2 had no problem with that. It was a really clear and easy to use phone, and the Z3 will continue with that and be a little bit faster when it's doing the really heavy, intensive tasks. Sony's making a big claim with the Xperia Z3 battery. It's saying it can go to 2 days compared to 1.4 days with the Z2. Now, this is a difficult claim to make because everyone's use case is different. But in reality, even with a slightly smaller battery, Sony reckons it can get a longer life out of that, and that's due to a better processor and also the screen technology as well, being a little bit cleverer, so it doesn't have to refresh all the time, it doesn't have to take as much power, which is the main draw for most batteries. And that could really help and give you the mythical 2-day battery life for a smartphone. Sony's always had a great heritage in cameras, simply because it's got such a great range of them. It's taken that technology and put it into the Sony Xperia range for quite some time now with the G lens, 20.7 megapixel resolution. That's there again. The upgrades here are a better noise sensitivity, so at a low light it can really take less noise-filled images, which was a problem for the Z1 and the Z2. One of the other differences here is a 25mm lens, which means a wider angle, which means you can fit more of the photo in. And this is something that is a real step forward because some people can't see a higher megapixel rating, they can't see when little tweaks are made, but if you can fit more stuff into a photo, that makes the difference. Unfortunately, we don't have a firm date for the Z3 release, but what we do know is it's going to be in autumn this year. So we'd imagine that will be around the beginning of October, simply because you're going to have an iPhone out at the same time, a new Samsung, and Sony wants to be competing in the same sort of time frame. So it'll be as soon as possible, but unfortunately it won't be in the next few weeks, but it will probably be within the next couple of months. Pricing of these smartphones is always really difficult to work out because it varies from network to network. What we do know is this is Sony's premium phone. So if it's premium, it's going to be commanding the highest prices. But in fairness to Sony, it's packed a lot of technology in there. It's made this the best looking phone it's ever made. So if you are spending top dollar, it's at least worth it. It's difficult to say what the headline feature of the Sony Xperia Z3 is. But one of the main possibilities is the fact it's got Ps4 Remote Play. If you've seen this on the PS Vita, it means you can use your phone screen as the PlayStation 4's connector. So if you're in the house, anywhere within the Wi-Fi network, you can turn your PlayStation on or even leave it on standby, and then you can be playing a game, say FIFA 14, Need for Speed, on your smartphone using the power of the PlayStation 4. Now the way you do this is you get the PlayStation 4 controller, connect it up to the smartphone via Bluetooth. There's even a kind of a separate accessory that connects the two together, and you can carry it around with the power of the PlayStation using your Xperia Z3 smartphone. I've been quite curious about Sony's smartphone strategy for a while now. We've had 4 flagship phones in 18 months, which is too much for a lot of people, especially when you're trying to be brand loyal and you want the best phone all the time. Having said that, the Z3 is definitely the best Sony's ever done. It's taken the best of the Z1 and the Z2 and put it into a more compact and better feeling and more powerful phone, and if it can last longer with a better camera, then that's just a good device, full stop.